Welcome to another video overview where we go over decentralized application and discuss them in a very objective and chill-free manner. So if you're not familiar with how I do this is what I do. I map what the project is about, talk about the risks, talk about the pros, the cons, and all of these things, and try to pull all the information together in a very simplistic way. And this is what we're going to be doing with Wolf Capital. This one has been around for more than a week. I'm gonna label out everything that they've been doing and how this app or this dApp works in contrast to whatever else is on the market. Now, starting things off, before I actually go ahead and review the mechanics, let's pull out the audit report and check whatever the stamp came up with, because this one has been audited by the stamp. And this is a reputable small auditing website, and they give usually very fair scores and cover most of the things in these smart contracts. So the stamp has actually given this project an overall score of 76. That's not too bad actually. And you can review the full report. I'm gonna leave a link below and you can access it from the main website. Just a few highlights and honorable mentions. Yes, the backdoors in this contract are the capability of the DEF to withdraw funds, because when we go over the overview, you'll understand why he has to do this, why he can do this, because he's siphoning funds elsewhere, and therefore the token contract balance is going to be affected by that. All right, so this also brings up the owner privileges, but all of this can be offset and underscored by the team trust and the founder slash dev as well. And this person has done several projects in the past. You can see few honorable mentions highlighted here. And as far as security goes, that's the only thing that can be touched. All right, so the owner has access to funds. Now let's explain a bit how this contract actually operates and the basics of what you need to know. So first things first, the currency that you need to enter is USDC. So this works as a similar staking platform. So you take your USDC, you enter the staking contract, and you start earning 1 to 2% a day. Now, before I proceed with this, note that the amount you enter with is not locked forever. So you can unlock this amount after 60 days of being staked into the contract. So there's that option, which is good in my personal opinion. I'm not a huge fan of locking up your tokens. Perhaps you are, but there's this option. And the default rate is 1% a day. Now this can be upgraded to 2% a day. Of course, it won't happen overnight. It won't happen in one click unless you're someone with a huge team. And that will also depend on the amount of deposits that goes under you. All right, so sorry, that go under you, because the more money that your people, so to speak, deposit within your team, the more your daily percentage will be boosted. And that's how it works. Now also a few things that I want to mention. So again, there's always rules and regulations that the person should abide by. Like I said, since they have the option, so the owner has access to the smart contract, they decided to add an option called trading halt, where if there's a panic or a very uneventful event where the contract starts to drain rapidly, they can, stop trading altogether until they find a solution, or so they say in their white paper. I'm not a big fan of this function, but it's important to let you know that it exists. There's no max payout, that's one thing, and there's no compounding feature. So meaning when you enter the dApp, you're gonna start claiming, and you can only do that once every week. So every 7 days, the amount that you accumulate, you can claim. So you cannot compound that, and there's no max payout. It will keep paying you as long as the project is alive. And that amount that you can sell once a week actually keeps on adding up to 10 days. But after that, the percentage that you get every day, so let's assume you're at 1%, will start dropping. At some point, it will go to 0 and you won't be earning anymore until you take action and you take that money out, and then it resets again. And the only way for you to get more per day, so to speak, so to increase your daily ROI, because you cannot compound, you have to do more stakes, and each stake is different and works on its own. So the multiple stake feature is there, if you enter today with 100, tomorrow you can do 200. Doesn't mean that you'll add that 200 to your 100 and becomes 300. Just means that you have two stakes, 100, 200. So this is how it works. Let's quickly go over the fees that you incur when you enter the platform. So when you enter with USDC, you are taxed 10%. When you withdraw, there are no taxes. All right. So that 10% is split accordingly, as you can see in front of your screen. So there's 1% that is put aside for a lottery that will be given. I mean, actually, the name lottery here is not quite accurate because it's more like the biggest depositor competition, meaning the person who deposits the most over a period of 7 days will take all that accumulated 1% from all of those deposits. They will go back to him into his wallet. So the name lottery is not quite accurate. There are 2% that goes to the developer, 3% to the owner. So altogether it's 5%. It's not quite small, I must agree, but I mean, it's their project, right? So they can set the terms as much as they'd like. And 4% to marketing. Now, if you add these percentages, that's 9%. And 9% that is given technically to the team that is developing the project is a bit too much, right? Because my understanding is that marketing funds are usually siphoned from developer fees, or owner fees, so to speak. So the amount is not quite clear. So is this just a premium for the team that is doing the project for you? Perhaps they're using that money to do other things, and that is the point that we're gonna be getting into pretty soon. So just stay tuned for that. And the last thing I want to mention is that they have a referral structure, and it's pretty straightforward, but this one is also an incentive for people joining, because if you actually take the referral link of someone, you're gonna also get a bonus. So 1.5% extra to that person and 1.5% extra to yourself. So it's always good to use a link, not only because you're gonna be giving back to the person who referred you, but you're also gonna be getting a small bonus yourself. But I'm not again, my type of overview and my type of approach doesn't include a referral link, so you're not gonna find any of this below. If you want to invest, I can refer you to someone else, that's not an issue. But me personally, I don't do that. I've never done this actually, except for previously when I used to talk about drip, but that stopped a long time ago. Now, if you want to dig deeper into, for example, exact figures, exact numbers of how much your team has to deposit for you to get an extra 0.1% on your daily ROI, you can check the white paper. It's accessible from the main website. You go and click on the gitbook and you're right there. You can, check more things, check the contract, do some follow-up yourself. That's actually the staking contract. Has about 76.3K. The deposits are more, and I'm gonna get into the money flow very soon, because one thing to note is that they did mention that 50%, as a basis of all deposits are gonna be taken into trading bots, and they're gonna be used to trade and perhaps get more profits back. I know the term trading bot has been overused, been associated to so many scams, but again, I'm not gonna say that this one is different. I'm just gonna label out how they took the money and how the money is flowing right now, and give my opinions onto this approach, right? If this is actually legit at the end of the day. So let's pull out the money flow. So like I said, that 76K that you see right now in the contract balance, that's not the deposits. Actually, that represents what remains in the contract, because originally 256K were deposited. About 176K across 5 different transactions were moved into 3 commas. Now 3 commas is actually a trading bot, a legit one between parentheses, that is doing its thing. And I'm gonna go to the website very shortly and show you what is it all about. So 76K remain the contract balance, and if you wanna add those number up, that means that about 4K were actually withdrawn from the contract as of today. Now, like I said, they sent about 176K to 3 commas. Now, they do have a Telegram channel where you can access and check the trades that they are doing. So those grid trades are being, showcased here, are being showcased on this channel, every entry, every exit, so far, and so on and so forth. And they also basically mention whenever they take money from the contract balance to 3 commas. All right, so it's all documented here. Unfortunately, since this is a centralized website, if you don't know what that is, it's basically a platform where you can enter, you can choose the trading bot you wanna invest with, and then you can choose a plan. So it's either a free plan or a paid plan. And I think the team has chose the gitbook, and I'm not sure if they're actually choosing a paid plan. Now, if they have, it makes more sense, and it's much better actually, because they're gonna have more options to do so, and perhaps those fees that they are taking, dev fees and owner fees, are for them to pay for the maintenance of, or basically the subscription of 3 commas, and perhaps something else in the future. So this actually is something that exists right now, and hopefully they are realistically leveraging this. And I think it's the case based on what I'm seeing right now, because there's also a Telegram bot that pulls the trade from their account and puts it there. So as far as them actually trading, 99% I say that's the case. Now, as far as the project being self-sustainable at 1 to 2% a day, that is the big question mark, because I spoke to the team and they say that they are averaging 1.5% a day. Now, unfortunately, you cannot really put your finger on this number, because even if you check all the trades, you cannot really make up a number. So you can clearly see how much is their entry position and their exit position. So success, for example, if they made a profit. But for you to actually add those numbers up, it will take ages, days, weeks, I don't know. And most probably you won't be able to get a clear picture on how much money this is making unless you have access to the account itself. And this is something only the team has. So I think if there's actually a way for them to give screenshots or even access to people really seeing that this is actually pulling out that much a day, that would be great. Right now, I'm gonna give this, a con that honestly, there's not really a way to know how much this is profiting. Now, of course, on average, a trading bot doesn't pull out that much a day. Nothing so far has been proven to be able to do that much. It could happen on an occasional day where there's so much volatility, but every day pulling out these results is something that a bit of a stretch, right? So I think there needs to be more clarity when it comes to this. But conclusion, right now I would treat this as a normal decentralized miner. All right, so don't go into the hopes of 100% being able to pull this 1.5 to 2%, whatever, 1 to 2% a day for the rest of your lives. This is, again, a risk with everything else involved. So just treat this as your entry into a miner. And whenever more information comes in, hopefully I will cover it, and perhaps you will get a clearer picture on the actual trades. And that's it from me. So I tried to put all the information for you in a very simplistic way, give you a very objective overview. Hopefully you stuck around till the end. See you in the next one. Have a good one.